I heard about building in public a couple years ago. I was still working at General Motors at the time. I don't remember if it was a podcast or a book recommendation from a coworker or even a live stream. I do remember the moment it hit. So the individual I was interacting with at the time mentioned this book, Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. And it's a really short, simple, to the point kind of book. And when you read it, it just kind of makes sense. Show Your Work was not about the finished product, and instead, it invited you to bring people along for the ride, kind of enjoy the process together kind of idea. And at first, it's terrifying because if you fail publicly, everyone sees it. In this idea of showing your work, you're also showing all your failures. And this kind of confirms maybe some of the ideas that were told about you that you've brought up on yourself. And all of a sudden, you're sharing it with everyone that you failed. And even if you win, sometimes you might still lose. The critics start showing up, and there are people who just don't get what you're trying to do. And that's when you start seeing a lot of this hate speech. It happens all the time. And so it still felt like a lose-lose situation. So even after reading about Austin Kleon's Show Your Work, I didn't do anything. Then one day, after leaving a startup where 80-hour weeks were the norm, all of a sudden I was free. And no matter what I did, I couldn't seem to fill that space. Not with video games, Netflix, YouTube, live streams. I needed to build something, not for a boss, not for money, just to fill the silence. So I started working on side projects. One of them was a self-reflection app. Answer a series of questions and get almost a personalized aptitude test on who you are as an individual. I got pretty far with it, and that's when the fear kicked in. Started wondering, what if I'm wasting my time? What if none of this really matters? And honestly, I still kind of feel that right now. And sometimes I just want to delete everything and start over. But if I do that, I'm in the same place I was years ago, always wondering what could have been. Which brings us to Craft Quick. I actually built it in a little under 2 weeks, and in just 3 days of talking about it, I actually have my first customer. I saw someone use what I made, and better yet, they paid for it. That moment changed everything because it meant I could do this. But there's real possibility in showing your work, not just potential. And so I think I finally get the idea of showing your work. Building in public isn't about attention, it's really about truth. You're sharing with people around you your views on the world, business, your tool selection, whatever it is that you're building. Silence is solo. When you don't share, you don't know if your ideas will work. You don't know if you're solving a real problem or just getting lost in your own head. Building in public gives you feedback. It gives you access to people. And sometimes it gives you perspective that you would have never been able to see on your own. So if you want to build something, but you're terrified to share it, here's what I did. I don't share it as myself. I recommend making a character. Maybe it's Science Sarah or Drawing Dan, or whatever else gives you that barrier or separation between yourself and what you're building. Sometimes it's easier to play a version of yourself until you grow into it. And so the truth is, a lot of us try to be creators. Me, my friends, we all failed. But I noticed there was a pattern to the failure. And if there's a pattern of failure, that means we can design a pattern of success, which I'm trying to do here. I'm not building in public to be seen. I'm building in public to find out the true value I have to offer to the world. And maybe it has nothing to do with this tool or content creation in general, but I won't know until I try.